What I want to tell you today is how do you answer most interview questions? The structure of an ideal way of answering the question. There are 4 steps to it. Step 1, you give people context to what you want to talk about. This applies especially to behavioral questions where you do have to have your stories ready. And your stories is something that you have ready in your pocket, but you don't always have to use it, but you know that you have them. The first thing you do is step 1, give people the context. It sounds something like, when I was working at this and this company, or when I was working on this project at this company, this was required of us. Many people were working there or interested in this, or there was a top-down request to do this and that. So you just give people the context. The more you can give them the flavor of what it's like to be there, so that when you tell them the context, they almost feel like they were there. They were working there as well with you, side and side, okay? That would be the best kind of context giving type. And once you've given the context, what happens is most people jump straight into telling them how they went about it. First, they would normally say what problems they're trying to solve. And the second thing is they immediately go into telling people how they solved it. Like they can't wait to tell people how they actually solved it, because understandably, that is the most exciting part for them. Before you go in there, and this is a very important step in storytelling, before you go into telling folks about what it is that you actually want to do, I want you to, right after setting the context, you set the stake. So what does that mean? That means that you tell them how much is it actually worth to solve this problem? How much is on the line if this problem does not get solved? What's the implications of it? What would be the consequences? What would be the devastating consequences if this problem wouldn't get solved? I want you to magnify it. And then when you're done magnifying it and people really understand what's now at stake, then I want you to take a little break, like a cliffhanger. Just a split second, but just pause a bit. And then you go into telling them what you did about it, how you went about it. That's the part where you now finally talk about what you did and how brilliantly you did it. You tell them about the executions and the strategies you used, the methodology, the thought process, and so on. And finally, after that, your approach, your execution led to something. At the end, you arrived at a win, at some sort of impact, a win. And as you are wrapping up that win or that impact, you tie it back to the step 2 that you set out there. That would make it a nice wrap, because if you were not to set the stake and just went straight into what you did, then the win doesn't actually mean much, because they don't have any reference point. Or even if it means a lot to them, even if it's like one of those very self-explanatory kind of victory, even then people are still not as appreciative of that, just because they weren't on the journey with you. They weren't hoping for that success with you. If you set the stake up front and then you take a little break, then now they are almost like wishing for you to speed up your story, wishing that you come to the end and finally tell your win. And they are really hoping for you to actually get to that win so that it has a happy ending. I'm just going to recap. Step 1, set the context. Step 2, tell them what's at stake. Step 3, you tell them about how you did it. And step 4, you tell them the win, wrapping up and tying together with the stake, with step 2.